welcome to another episode of the Oxygen Not Included Beginner's Guide series. And, there we went. It's like, I have a lot of notifications and I do not know why. But it does look like everyone earned a skill, so I guess we'll figure out where we want to put those. But maybe in a minute. First, let's see what we're going to be working on today. We're going to need... not balm lily. Something I think in the slime biome. We need a plant so that we can start making our suits. This is what we need. So I think what I will do this episode is try to get this drained out and get this set up so that we can start venturing out that direction to try and get ourselves this reed right here so that we can start building some Atmos suits. But let's check out the skills now. We could give this dupe a bit of art. Okay, I'm going to do that just so that if we don't have something cute, they can work on the art. I don't think we really want a dedicated artist, basically, because the tasks are pretty brief. Like, once you have the painting and you've put paintings where you want, you don't really need the artist anymore. So I think it's a good side job instead of a main dedicated path. Let's do improved farming for now. Seems to be our cook. It's been a minute since I've recorded this, in case you couldn't tell. And Bemna is a cook. Okay. Oh, but she can also do the critter ranching. Okay. So I think we'll be also taking her down this route, so I'm glad that I went farming for Frankie, because I'll probably have Bemna come down here. Lyra, let's get you grilling as well. I think we're waiting on this researcher, because we may end up doing this further down the line, so we're gonna just wait. I guess it wouldn't hurt to have Nesbit also capable of doing some construction, especially because she is interested. So we'll add a little bit of there. Oh, and we're about to get somebody here. Let's wait and see what we've got. Oh, it looks like we got a special nymph here. Alright. What do we have here? A dedicated decorator, which I said we do not want. Decorating research, we have those kind of covered at the moment. Farming, we're pretty covered. I guess we'll print some dirt. Okay, so I have queued up digging this down. Ooh, maybe might want to cancel. It might be too late. I just don't want all of our supplies underwater, but I think it's going to be. Let's get all of that moved, please. That, I think, would probably be my most desired next duplicate, would be one dedicated to cleaning. Then has gotten a skill. And so we want her to start going down the critter ranching tree. We are going to also go under medicine and get ourselves a sink. And we'll start building that there. I may need to change my pipes just a touch because I have nowhere to go with the fluted unless I go up top. I guess I could do that. Wouldn't be ideal though, because if this backs up, I guess we have a system here to stop it from backing up. So maybe actually that's the best. So we're gonna have to take quite a bit of time to get ourselves some pipes over down to this area. So normally I would have gone across here, but because of the plants and stuff up here, I don't want to have to dig that up. I also think I need to change his priority to make sure that ranching is lower than farming, because there are things up here he could collect but hasn't yet. Out. So that guy. And then build a copy. I've got these backwards. That goes in. This one's out. Alright, so now we're going to bring this over here. Oh, she's not doing very good. Sorry, Nesbit. Let's cancel that for a second, but we want to try to get this cleaned up if we can. Otherwise I'm gonna flood this whole thing. Yeah, we need power over here. Did not- oh, it just needs... something is not working correct. Oh, someone hadn't loaded this. I wonder why this isn't getting power though. It should be. I think maybe all of the power is going into this one. Interesting. So does it flow like a liquid? So since this one needed it... No, because if it was liquid, it would be going every other. Interesting. Good to know. I don't know how to change that. Oh! There's also some of this reed here. There's a lot here, but this is really warm. So I think we're gonna leave that for now. That's another thing we could be working on once we get this drained. Is adding more of this insulative tile. Not entirely sure why I have 2 bins here. I'm sure I had a purpose. I just don't remember it. This guy is elderly now, so we're going to go ahead and attack him. But besides that, I think I'm going to let this run for a minute. Let them get caught up on these pipes and hopefully do some cleaning. Building broken. Okay. So I stepped... Oh my god. I was right the first time. What are we gonna do here? Okay, so deconstruct there. But I stepped away so that I wouldn't get impatient and move the screen. But I shouldn't have. I knew better. So this is a very high priority. Right there. And these. So it's gonna dump out a bit of gross water, but that's fine. We will mop those. And then... I can't believe I had it right the first time and then it was like, no, that's not right. This should pull the water in. To get it out of the system. It will break this a little bit, but... Did we reach that? I assume so, since we built it. There we go. At least we didn't break anything else, I don't think. Okay. That seems to have worked. Perfect. Thank you, Bemna, for assisting there. We've got some printables. Ooh, fried mushroom. Yeah. I would say so. None of those were good for carrying and moving stuff around, which is what I want. What is this ladder here for? Be gone. Probably for putting the light on. We're really close to getting this stuff out of this water. So I'm very pleased about that. I'm building a new ration box over here in the kitchen where I will be storing ingredients and the like, and then soon I'll be switching this for a fridge. Which power system's that on? The upper one? That will be a bit unfortunate, but it'll have to do. So as you can see, I have started queuing up all the insulation so that as we reach it, we can start converting. We want to put some here too. There we go. Because the heat is starting to reach us from the outer biome. So like this guy's starting to get to us. This is right here. So that's why I wanted to start getting our insulation going. Alright, so it looks like most of what I want cleared out of here is. So I'm going to continue this down. Dig here. So that they can get to these muckroot. Yay! Alright, so now let's go ahead and put a fridge in. I'm gonna keep it down in the same area and hope that it also helps things last a bit longer. So I have the fridge set at 8 to take everything. And then I have this box at 9 taking the cooking ingredients. So basically if we end up with too many, they can go in the fridge to last a bit longer. But they should stay down in here by the kitchen. Okay, so we got down here, we got that food. Perfect. So now let's dig into here. And once this gets close, I will also dig into this and hope some of the water fills up our airlock. Alright, Nesbit, I hope you're ready for what's about to happen. Run! Good choice. Alright, so hopefully this doesn't do too much water while we're looking at the new duplicants. Ooh. Oh, supplying. Okay. Oh man, food would be nice. Like, look at how much food that is. But a supplier, they run resources to buildings and urgent storage, so we can just have this person literally just cleaning, supplying, all of that. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Ooh, hopefully we don't regret that. Priorities. We also need to get them a bed. The tidying, supplying, storing. Thanks, Abe. You're gonna be a huge help. Actually, we have a bed already. And a table. Okay, all that's good. Do we need... No, just copper ore. I think we have copper ore. Yes, down here. So they can make that. Ah, none of the water got in. I waited too long, it would seem. Right, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Cramped? Yeah. So we need to make... let's see. Everyone pause. We're looking for ages. 50, 70, 90. Right, let's go ahead and check that one. We've got some skills, and we should probably give some people some hats. So, Lyra is a cook. There we go. Ebna. We're gonna have the cook and the critter. But we can't give her that hat yet. Abe is going to be improved carrying. There we go. I'm gonna save some of these points just to see what we end up needing. Lyra has a preference for using the suit, but I don't see much of a reason why Lyra would be using them, because Lyra probably shouldn't be going in and out of the base a whole lot. They should be cooking. Every time the combat sound comes up, it scares me. I'm so used to that being a bad thing. Did they get the fridge stuff done? Yes, okay. Oh, we have a problem here. Nesbit is actually stuck because this is a 3-drop and she cannot jump across. So, sand, she has nothing to build with, so we're just gonna need to dig a spot out for her. There you go. Whew, I'm glad we caught that. Because she has a long way to go before she gets to some oxygen. Let's stop that from happening again. So next we're going to try pulling this water down. That, I think, may flood our base. So honestly, I probably don't need this. Gotta just disable it for now. If that does end up flooding here, we can just either deconstruct this tile, or we can make a... so we have airflow tiles, but there are also ones that allow liquid through. Mesh tile. So that'll allow both gas and liquid. The airflow tile would not. Decided to work on clearing out the tank. I'm going to up the priority of this dig, I think, so that I can prioritize closing this off. Alright, now that we have that deconstructed, we can build a new one here. Reach water again. Kind of important. So the benefit of having this ladder here is it allows them to run around up here. Oh, the water is coming down. Oh, we've certainly reached this. Hopefully it stops now. Don't imagine it will. We've got somebody or something ready to print. I'm gonna go with the care package. It's interesting. She's choosing to build like every other Which is fine by me, it means they can get across better, but I don't know why that's their priority. Don't know why I haven't dug that out yet. Alright, now we need to mop up this area. That is quite the water lock. Probably much more secure than this side. So once this gets down to a point where we can mop it, I will close this off and then we can start going towards this. So right now, there's no slime lung in the air here. It's exclusively in these tiles. But once we start digging into the slime, those germs will go up into the air. And if it's into polluted oxygen, that is very bad. That is, that it'll just explode the germs. If it's in like clean air, it will die off. But in polluted, it thrives. So I'm trying to see if I can come up with a way to get in here that does not include breaking a lot of slime. I'm not being successful at figuring out that plan. The only thing I can think of is like breaking into it and hoping it all falls down here, and that's the end of that. Who knows? We'll see what I come up with as we get over here. Okay, so that looks moppable. Yes, okay. So we want to close this off. Oh, we achieved an achievement. Which one? Outdoor renovations. Construct a building outside the initial starting biome. How's our little colony growing? Ah, those are so fun. Where is our closest bit of power? I could use this for the outside. Maybe that's what I'll do. So we'll bring this one up because I'm going to want to put a purifier up here. A deodorizer. Not there. That won't work. Like so. Guess I need to cue some digging as well then, so that we can reach those power lines. So that needs, so we need 600 grams of copper. How much do we have? Copper? Oh, we have, okay, enough. Perfect. Food decayed. It's unfortunate. So I'm building a textile loom and a Exosus forge here. This one's not as important at the moment, I don't think. I think this one's for making outfits. So like if you have a dupe who's particularly sad, you can give them a real fancy shiny suit and it'll make them feel better and give better decor. That kind of stuff you'll be able to make here. This is what we'll be using to make our exosuits so that we can go in and out of the base without worrying too much. Look at our little base growing. To get into this is Alt-S, basically think screenshot mode. It allows you to get a bigger view. You can't usually zoom out this far. This is the furthest you can zoom out without using the screenshot mode. But it is fun to get like a big view. We have a lot of the like swampy biomes around us. Building entombment. Ah, sand. So this is built. You can see we have no recipes for it. But I just wanted to have a place for it. Ah. They snuck out of this wall here. Which is fine. I have cancelled the dig over into this area until I have this built. Which apparently was a good plan. Otherwise they would have just let in a ton of polluted oxygen into our base. And that would have been very unfortunate. Do printable. Don't want salt. Water. I think I shall go with this guy. I've never done anything with these, but someday we may need it. It absorbs large amounts of carbon dioxide and converts it into oxygen. So it takes a lot of dirt and some water to convert carbon dioxide into oxygen. I'm also adding ladders, so extending the ladder all the way down here, but I'm adding 2 in the middle just to give them more options to get in and out of the water. Somehow the oxygen has managed to push all of the carbon dioxide out of this room, which is very unfortunate for our storage box, but fine. What do we have so much of? Oh, muckroot. I don't think muckroot can spoil, so it's okay that this currently doesn't have carbon dioxide. I may need to block this tile and then just have a whole little layer. I think I may end up having to end this episode before we get up into this biome. But we did get quite the water tank situation dealt with. We've finished prepping our entrance into this side of the base. We're starting to get the Exo Forge set up. That is them taking out one of the hatches over here. And we've started building up this side of the base. So I think it's been successful, just not in the way I intended. But this water tank is quite satisfying. So if anyone ever pees when they're on the ladders, we're in a lot of trouble. It's going straight into the tank. But there's not much one can do about that, so yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of getting stuff pretty much set up for the next episode. But I have been recording for an hour and a half, so I've got to end it here. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode, and until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.